Hello, how we doing? Today we're gonna do some mind exploders. Okay. Be nice to know what these are. Maybe like right here you could play. I'm assuming like some kind of feedback thing and options. Okay. And then the obvious thing of, you know, the highlight box, but that's fine. Alrighty, welcome to Island Venture Tutorial WASDA. Yeah. Camera control with mouse. Yeah, checkpoint. Again, put stuff above people's heads so at a distance you kind of see who you're supposed to interact with. What brings you here? Obviously, you have text going outside. Hope he's okay. When searching for a new island to build a home and never return. Are you lost? No. I like him. So that's it? Like, I'm not supposed to go look for him or anything? Like, sorry about that. Sounds terrible. Okay. Give me a little grapple sound. So I know what I'm supposed to do, but the spheres are just off over here in the corner. So just make sure they're in a spot to where I don't know why it's doing it now. A spot to where these things pop up easier. But I think, as mentioned before, like you want them to throw it, but not only can you throw it, I think you can just run into stuff. No, I guess not. Cool. I can't do the other one, can I? Did we do this wrong? Oh, okay. We got different sounds for it. Cool. Play sound for when the checkpoint reach. Just and also looks like you have double. What? Oh. Okay. It just has me go around in a circle. Right. Oh, because I need these ones. I know you're doing it with the color of the sphere and the color of, I guess, these cracks or something. Just make sure it's a little bit more apparent later on. I don't think you ever told me about shift or sprint, but here I am sprinting. Waza, camera, reset, first person, sprint, mechanic, G drop, left click on first person. Okay. Slingshot. Not. I mean, it looks like I'm throwing something, but it looks like it's just hitting right in front of my camera. It doesn't look like it's blowing up right as soon as I throw it. E. Let's go on a boat adventure. Nah. Game over. I start my quest. I find truth stuffs. Okay. Go to the sea. Death count, crystals, wood. Okay. So just to go off of what Jose was talking about with that, like what I would probably do is maybe slow that down a little bit, maybe take, twice the amount of time. Have the camera already centered on it and watching it go. But instead of just cutting right to watching it go and then cutting away, fade into it, watch it go, fade out. Quick fades. A, getting stuck, and B, is constantly getting checkpoints. So you shouldn't have checkpoints just trigger whenever they cross it, because they can just sit there and do that nonstop. And I noticed in the other level, I went around in the circle and hit the same old checkpoint and it redid it. Just have it check once, and if it's already been hit, then don't do it again. And as mentioned before and in Jose's playthrough, what I would do here is just put a flat plane that goes all the way over to here and angles down a little bit and continues. Go ahead, do your investigating, journalist. I'll meet you on a dock on the other side of the island. So, I'm just being nitpicky here, I have to travel all the way to the other side of the island, but he's just going to meet me there. Okay, I'm traveling. R. So this is the problem that Jose had, R, and he puts the button inside of it. So, I mean, what I would probably do is just, maybe have an NPC somewhere in this beach area that talks to you about the jump pads. He can also explain how the numbers in there mean how many times you can jump. Okay. Again, as mentioned in the other videos and with Jose, just watch for areas with your jump pad that people can just jump on the wall and skip stuff and get out of the level. I would look at shrinking down these areas so I don't have to run as much to do nothing, but maybe you can fill them in with some other obstacles when you start mixing your stuff together more, maybe some enemies if you have any. Fisherman's hat. There's a weird purple glue on it. I shouldn't touch the stuff. Poisonous. Touching it. So yeah, watch your camera, stuff like this. I mean, you have a lot of other pieces, but it's just not colliding with your wall, your blue wall. Oh, I forgot I don't have a jump button. Whoopsie. Excuse my lack of talking. There's nothing major right now. It's just chilling, going through it. So, what'd you do last level? You talked to me about the shooting things. Really? That's about it, right? You got me doing that. I'm all mixing the jumping pad. Okay, cool. I feel you're having me do the same thing a lot right here. So as discussed again in the previous video, I think you should do a, an interactable, like a state. So I click on it, hit E, and I'm in a move state, and I'm attached to the box. And that way I can move it back, forward, left, and right. So I'm assuming this cure is coming with the timer. Hey, I shouldn't be able to do it a bunch, but clear the timer off the screen when you're done. Memory, nobleman. No clue. We received the fishing hat. Mysterious purple booster. Okay. Does this guy talk or? Devious fisherman going on around here, huh? Did you find what you're looking for? We should head to the next island. Let's go. Fade from black. Watch. Fade to black. Oh yeah, maybe like another second or two of that. I think would be fine. What you working with? Alright, so we did what? Jump pad and blowing stuff up / cannon, so you should be mixing that with your new thing. Just from the other ones, you even had all your other dialogue had like leave, do something. This one, I remember Jose saying like it seems time based, so just put it okay or something like that. What are these? What are they for? And where can I, as the player, track them on my HUD? This is the coins I'm supposed to collect. How many do I need? Am I supposed to know I have 40 versus 4? Use R to bounce. As he said, you already told me. So you can leave like the bounce part. Like, hey, this is a great place to bounce. A reminder type thing. But yeah, you don't need to have R. That's already known. Like, do I spin these anywhere? They're like Mario, I get 100, I get an extra life, or what's the deal? What's supposed to be in here? Why is it so open? Use the rope to get across. So, as mentioned, this is the first time you're talking about the rope, so make sure you talk about how to use the rope. Go in first person, right click, and hit left click to use your rope. Again, you don't have a exit or anything like that. I like the icon. Let's get a sound for it. So the one thing maybe you can do here, as an example, is So again, you don't need to tell me to break the wall. We already know all that stuff. You're getting past with this level now, with this mechanic of breaking the wall. You've already taught me about that. So now you got to let me practice. It's not really hard to master, obviously, but practice it. Like you don't need to tell me and handhold me all the time. So like this open area, like what's the point of it? So using these pillars and grid as markers, maybe the player can land in here, and there's basically a wall that goes all the way out to here-ish. And so the player has to run this way, around that, and then maybe there's a wall here that comes out, and so they have to run back this way. And maybe there's a little dead end, they got to come back out, almost like a mini maze, but nothing really big. Just something, using objects and assets to help fill up, break up the level, break up the area. And once again, going back to these things, depending on what they are for, kind of like think of Mario and Sonic. You can use these things to help direct a player on where to go. So like, say for example, when we're standing over here, even though it's pretty obvious, you can put, a coin right at the edge, right above his hat. A coin here, a coin there, and a coin there. And maybe a coin down here. And that way it'll easily show the player, oh, I'm able to get there, it's where I need to go, it's where I'm supposed to go. Be cool to hit him like we mentioned. Again, the button here. Let me get out. Does it say anything? Or it looks like it remains. I'm assuming you guys have a reason for this. Hopefully we figure out why. What's the reason for it? They said you can leave cool things, like just have the body interactable. You can have them hidden around. You can give little just quips about your team or something like that. Or make fun of Jose. I don't care. Again, here, picture this big, what I'm looking at with the top of the screen. This is area. And then like a mini pseudo maze tunnel setup, so you just don't walk straight through. You're forced to kind of zigzag. And maybe, one of the zigzag dead ends, there's just like a coin or something to power up at the dead end, but there's a row of these spikes right here. So I have to use my either grapple up something or jump over to go get that coin and go back and do my thing. So this just gets me thinking how easy this was to finish this puzzle. Think about the first puzzle you give me where it's a little bit harder because it goes through things and it isn't just like one move and it's done. So your tutorial, quote unquote, of your laser beam should be, one move and you're done like this. And then your later ones, your practice ones should be a bit, bigger, a few moves, a few turns, a few bounces, maybe. And then your mastery one, probably a lot bigger. Make sure to say hi to Fisherman. All right, I will. So they mentioned earlier this having two. I mean, that's up to you guys. I don't really see an issue with it. I mean, maybe you're teaching them that, like, hey, you can do either here, but maybe this spot isn't big enough for that, and so you have to use the grapple. So just looking here, it looks like as soon as you die, you instantly spawn them where they're gonna respawn at. I would obviously, don't do that. Let the guy die, let it sit there at the scene, let them hit continue, or retry, or go back to main menu. And the other thing I would do is, maybe you can get some 3D audio, some kind of laser sound. You can hear the laser when you're next to it, and then do something that once it activates, like picture some big powerful engine turbine electrical thing turning on, powering up. And then like another game did, maybe you guys can have like some kind of cable connected to the power node that goes through the wall. That gives a visual indication of what the node is connected to. So that might help. What did you teach me here? Grapple? Okay. Oh no, I died, so we're still doing grapple. I don't know if you want to do this, because you have the yellow. But I was gonna say, like, if it's out of range, see, look at that right there. So if it's out of range, it would maybe show like a red mark, a red version. But look at this, it turns yellow, and what is it? Is it because I'm hovering over something? But the yellow wants to stay there most of the time. I have to slowly, it has to slowly detect something else. Maybe we can get that a little cleaner, faster. Flat plane. Flat plane. How was your adventure in the cave? I'm just enjoying some fishing. It was cool. I liked it. You doing anything? Bueller? Alright. Ready? Yep, let's go. Explored the caves of the island. Inside the caves, I found the remains of one of the missing people. Still trying to uncover the reason for. Okay. So that's why you have the dead people. It gives your story. Cool. That's fine. A little bit longer. Fade black. In out. Yep. Pressure Island. So, just based off the name, I'm going to guess this is about pressure plates. But you had pressure plates on a different island also. So make sure you're introducing them in order. And then when you talk about pressure plates, let them know. Like, give them a simple. I know you have a simple one earlier, so maybe this is where you want to do it. Hey, push this block onto this plate to activate something. Because I don't believe I was ever told about the plates. I'm just, assumption. I don't know if you're doing this on purpose to make them use the jump pad, but maybe you just want to bring it over the cliff a bit more, because what's happening is they're connecting on this side and hitting the box on that side, so they're falling right down. If I go more towards the other side, I should be better. And personally, I don't mind if you have stuff like this where it doesn't really do anything, because maybe you just have prefab set up and you just put that tree there because it's the same tree as the other one, this one. So, what I would do is play with some of this stuff. Later on, hopefully, you're not going to have a large blue box. Maybe he can attach to only coconuts. I don't know. And you put a different object there, maybe a little icon that goes above it when you can do it. But, maybe you have like some coins up there. You're like, whoosh, grab some coins real fast. So, I don't believe you ever told me about teleporting. Just make sure people kind of understand that this is a teleporter. You're going to go from here to there type thing. There's some sounds of pushing blocks around. Hit that pressure plate. Let them know. Bing. I think you did have one right there, actually. Yeah, I hear a little click sound. That was the door from before, okay. So you have a checkpoint. I think we did this before. You have to get over this wall, but this wall looks very, obviously, blocky, simple. But the thing is, for me, it really resembles like an outside wall, like a wall I'm not supposed to go. So maybe kind of play around with this a bit better. Maybe, a bigger wall dips down, a bigger wall would go through this area. It kind of resembles a wall that you're not supposed to jump off. No! See, this is where it'd be nice to pull it backwards. Actually. Because your stuff is crooked based on the grid. Obviously that won't matter in the final as far as the grid goes because hopefully you'll have better textures. Okay. You should be able to grapple up here and pick those up. Alright. We got all of that. I don't need that. We teleport back. I was having troubles with that last time. Did you guys fix that and make that a little bit easier? I was spamming left click. I wasn't getting it. Felt like I got it earlier. Why did it do that? I wish there were different controls between turning and firing. I don't like that. You see how you have like this little dead end and like two little things? Alright, cool. Remember in the previous level with the spikes all along the big rooms, big empty rooms? They said they have like, you know, some blocks to create some hallways, some little alleyways, and they can duck off and grab something. Once again, one of your big problems, let's see if it happens, is going to be not allowing players to do stuff like this. This is going to be probably the biggest issue I see with your game, just because of the mechanics. What's up? Hey, you made it to the end. Let's leave. To see. Okay. I'm not sure if I recall correctly, but this one didn't seem to start up with like a, you know, what level am I at and stuff like that. Help! What's going on here? Fires have broken out, separating us from our crew. Checkpoint reached. Can you find any way to clear the path forward? I can try. Checkpoint reached. You guys don't want to talk to me? You're just gonna stand here? Checkpoint reached. Pick up the buckets with E, okay? Buckets are filled at water spouts, and you can find one on your right, okay? Water spouts will also give you 1 heart when approached. Got it? By throwing the bucket, use the E key to throw buckets and waters inside, okay? Your lighting in here is a little straight up and down, so anything that's not directly facing it is just like black. Did I have a hole in my bucket or something? What's going on? Why is my bucket like draining or leaking? I don't think it should do that. Me personally. So my assumption is because I don't see it in my hand, I need to grab a new bucket, but I have a bucket icon still. They should get rid of the bucket icon. Let them fill it. I don't think they should get rid of the bucket. Let them throw it or, you know, drop it. I want it to get warm. Caution, slippery obsidian rock ahead, okay? Is this slippery? Oh. And either you have checkpoints in weird spots or it's just kind of automatically doing stuff. Left mouse button, grab the rope. Okay, you can get rid of those. Remember, we had those in previous games, in previous levels. When the rope has been tied, you can slide the bucket. Okay, so I will take that back since you guys are doing a different mechanic with rope. That's fine. I'm not really seeing... What? Do you have to walk all the way around with it? Because I was trying to use like the grapple to... Okay. I was trying to grapple, use the rope. It'd be nice if I could stand up here and either tie off a rope here and then shoot it, or shoot it and then tie it off here. So I grab my bucket. Where's the... somehow that fire hit me. Oh yeah, I was supposed to slide it down the rope. So I hit E and he just put it down. I thought E was throw and G is put it down. So I have a bucket icon again, but I have no bucket. Are you kidding me? His throw is really bad. Okay. What is the green? It slows me down. Is there a reason? Well, never mind. I was gonna say, is there a reason the green is only spawning on the? So only spawning where the things are dropping, but you got it over here. I'm not hitting. Okay. So you might want to do like left click when you get closer, just a little pop-up indicator. Help remind them. The sounds for that, little clicks. Like you're hooking something up. No! Okay, watch that right there. You just spawned me basically with that icon underneath me. So if I didn't move, I would have got smacked. Make sure they're respawning in the safe spot. When I first did it, it played the effect, but it didn't actually fill it up. Yay! No problem. All right. Burning Temple. See, this welcome thing the last level didn't have. Can't use rubber pad. I don't have like inventory and everything. I feel like I haven't been using inventory at all. This is the slingshot. I feel like you're just hitting me. It's not actually going anywhere. So with that, I don't really know what to do. Y is the X is Z. And it's also, you can see in the debug text every time I do it, just as soon as I hit the button, it says no hit. So I don't know if it's just not going out anywhere or what. P O I U. I'm not getting anywhere. I think I'm stuck. Why did that come out? Something I'm missing? Feel free to explore. I don't need, you don't need another dot. Got it. Okay. I was thinking, like, since you guys don't have many different tools, you only got like a handful. Maybe like in one of the bottom right or left hand corners, you can have almost like not a weapon wheel, but like a weapon selection to kind of show you all your tools, and just a little maybe letter next to them to show you the hotkey. And in a level like this, you could have like the jump pad R, that's grayed out. So that way you kind of easily see like, oh, I only have these things accessible to me right now. Yeah, I right mouse, look up, right mouse and X. Just to be sure, Shift X, up X. Up, right mouse and X a bunch, and I'm not getting anything. I'm gonna have to stop here. I mean, everything's good so far. There's more, a little bit lining up better of when you're telling the player about certain mechanics when you first use them, not use them very a small amount in one level and then the next level tell me how to use it. And then also, once you've already told me how to use it, you don't have to keep explaining it in later levels. Alright, so with that, let me know if you guys have any issues or questions, comments, concerns, anything you guys want to talk about, look at, go over, discuss. Alright. Good luck.